of this seminar to give me chair to give me chance to share my result of my research. I am going to present a study of technological potential of rye bread making suitability. For that, rye, what is? It's a cereal, form the basic of the human diet in most countries around the world. Wheat currently ranks first in global cereal production and is of considerable nutritional and economic importance. It's evidence. Bread made from soft wheat remains the most widely consumed bread in most regions of Algeria. We consume a lot of bread with white wheat flour. Excessive consumption of soft wheat bread poses a risk to human health. It's very dangerous. Why? First, it has a high glycemic index, which increases the risk of diabetes type 2 and cardiovascular disease, that we see by the professor. The presence of gluten increases the risk of celiac disease. A high content of gluten we can find in soft wheat. Economically, it's advantageous to reduce or even eliminate wheat import by using locally grown raw material. It's better. Is using rye a good alternative for that? For that, we have the aim of this study, our research, is to study the technological potential of whole rye flour in the preparation of high-value added products bread. For response to this aim, we have to know the physical and technological characteristics of whole rye flour, the influence of incorporation rate on the rheological behavior of mixed wheat rye dough. Third, the effect of substitution rate on the baking value. It's very important. Baking value of bread compared to soft wheat. We are going to compare with soft wheat. Last, the accelerated leavening effect in mixed wheat rye dough on bread wheat. When we mix the two flour, what we are going to have? The rye is what? It's an annual plant belonging to the grass family, and it's cultivated as a cereal or fodder crop. It's one of the straw cereal. Most production of the rye is in European Union, is about 63% of world production in world. Uses of rye, we can use it in different areas: human alimentation, animal alimentation, other uses as agriculture uses, green manure, cover crop, industrial uses, biofuel, paper, and biomaterials. Okay. Requirement of rye isn't the same when we compare with soft wheat. Rye is more harder and tolerate for low water requirement, poor soil, sandy soil, shallow soil, acidic soil. Compared to wheat soft, if we grow it in this condition, it fails automatically. Okay, the most important reason we have chosen rye, it's for nutritional and dietary advantage, which is it has rich in fiber, improved bile acid absorption, decreased cholesterol content, reduced risk of cancer, low glycemic index, decreased glycemic index, plant proteins, bioactive phytochemical, and it has also vitamin and different mineral. Within fiber, it has a high level of amount of fiber. It compared to soft wheat, it's about 15 and 20 grams. Different fiber we found in rye, soluble and insoluble. Between amongst soluble, we can find arabinoxylan, beta-glucan, fructan, that give for those viscosity, that retain capacity, water retain, and give benefit health, like improve digestion and decrease glycemic response. Okay, for this high value, nutritional value of rye, it has the same quality when we make bread with that, because if a consumer accepts the project in food science, it must have a good technology quality. Okay, is it this technology quality appreciated by consumer? Okay. For answer this question, it must do some analysis. We choose two flours, soft flour wheat and rye flour, wool rye. We choose also different rates, 0 to 15, and we mixture with wheat flour. Okay. We have some chemical analysis like moisture, ash content, dry gluten, and wet gluten, and also important analysis for bread making quality, rheological test using the alveograph. We using the test alveographic, which give us parameter alveographic, which decided for each destination, for each flour of baking or bread or another thing. The parameters are baking strong, tenacity, extensibility, swelling capacity, and ratio P to L configuration ratio. The first one, the tenacity, gives us the tenacity of the dough. The L gives us the dough extensibility. The ratio P to L ratio gives us the balance between stride and extensibility. These rheological parameters help to assess the flour's bread making quality and its suitability for different types of baking produced. Now, we have done a bread making test. It's a Afnor test method. We use different steps of bread making quality, Canadian fermentation, dividend, phenol proof, two kinds of fermentation, and before loading into the oven. Okay, the test is scored out of 300 score. 100 is given for dough, 100 is given for bread bake, and 100 is given for the crumb. And we complete this evaluation grid. It must be by professional, carried out by professional. It's important. Okay, we also test two types of fermentation: pre-fermentation and yeast fermentation, instant fermentation. The result: in water contain whole flour contain important water. Okay, here it's important in bread making to have the retain on sieve. When the rate incorporation rate increase, the retained on sieve increase. When we increase, the retained increase. Unfortunately, it's decrease the Canadian value we can't knead in easily. Okay, add contain. In whole flour rye, we have the important amount of ash because it's rich in fiber and bran. Gluten, it's a good thing for health. When we increase the rate of rye in flour, the gluten decrease. Wet gluten decrease and dry gluten also decrease. It's interesting. Alveographic parameter now. When we compare alveographic parameter, of course, the wheat flour gives the most ideal characteristic. And compared to the control, we find that when we increase in rye, certain characteristic decrease. Bread making quality here. Bread making quality, we tested in two experiments different, with yeast, instant yeast fermentation and pre-fermentation. Here, different bread obtained, okay? The result. Here, the result shows that here, the score given for dough, for bread break, for crumb, the sum of them give the baking value. The most interesting one is the rate 20% with instant fermentation. Here, we see clear, okay? And when we use yeasted fermentation, there is some difference. Not a lot difference, but a few difference here. The most important is with 10% of rye. The specific volume is given by rye 20% with instant yeast, and accelerated yeast give 10% volume. Here we have done principal component analysis to know which correlation between different factor incorporation rate or type of fermentation. The most link about the parameter, baking parameter, is negatively correlated with fourth correlation, negative correlation with incorporation rate of rye. In conclusion, we can say the presence of rye flour reduces the gluten content of the flour. Wholemeal rye flour is highly mineralized compared to bread flour, and the purity of the mixture decreases as the percentage of incorporation increases. The alveograph test showed that the higher the percentage of wholemeal rye flour incorporated, the less the dough can be kneaded. Research perspective. We can, with a view to improving the value of rye flour, we can use another variety grown here in Algeria, not other varieties, grown in Algeria, because varieties, the component of each variety, cereal variety, different between varieties and between grown zone de culture. Study of all other varieties test various improvers to improve the virological characteristic of dough made from mixed flour. Complete the study by conducting more in-depth analysis for nutritional quality and mixed rice soft wheat flour fermentation with natural leaven. It's more healthy fermentation, natural fermentation leaven. Vitamin contains soluble fiber, mineral preservative test, and of course, conduct a survey on the acceptability of bread among Algerian consumers, because if the technological characteristic not appreciated by consumer, the project not be accepted by them. Voilà.
Thank you, Doctor, for your talk. So we hope the next